Hey, how's it going, guys? I just wanted to give you all an update on like what I've been doing. So I just hit the Swagger page. You go to authentication. You can log in as a customer if you want, or you can log in as a admin. For now, I'll log in as a customer. Y'all can do this as well. Execute. Cool. We're logged in. Get a 200. Sweet. All right. So what I want to show y'all is the ability to get. We can get all the customers by doing this. Okay, so two current customers, I guess, if you want to call it that, they're really just users. This is the admin, and this is the customer that I'm using, I think. Okay, and then let's say we want to get items for the customer, so you can click try out, right? It's gonna go get all the items for that current customer. So whoever we're logged in as, which would be was this customer and this user right here, it will show us what item that they have, right? So it says all items from current customer. Okay, so if you wanted to get all of the items and show them on the screen in whatever way for that current user, you would come to you'd use this endpoint, right? So this is how you would hit it right here. Okay, cool. We also have the ability to delete. I'm going to show that in a second, but I'm going to keep going with the other ones. So let's see, the next part, we want to go to the items. So I showed you how to see what customer or what item a customer has. So now let's look at all the items. How about that? Let's try to get a list of all the items. Okay. So these are all the items we currently have in the database. In my database, sorry, my database. Need to be very specific because whatever you put the string as, whatever you put right here, whatever context you're using, is what's going to is where these lie, right? So, and let's see. So this is the inventory items we currently have. Let's say we wanted to grab one of them just to show that this works. I think it was 2 and 3 is what I have. So we grabbed it by ID 2. There it is. Sweet, that works. I'll show y'all what an error looks like whenever you get one. Should just say error 404. Cool. Not found. And if y'all ever wanted to, like, let's say you want to show this to the user, well, you would do error dot title dot data, and that will give you this message right here. Okay, so remember that. So let's delete an item, right? Let's see what happens, right? Let's just delete what was that, item 2 or something? Let's delete item 3 because I know that one's gonna rebuild itself. I have it deleting. Cool. We get a 200. Just means it was deleted. I don't have a message for this one, but it's fine. So let's get all items and see if it's there. Nope, it's not there. Perfect. Delete works. Fantastic. All right. What's another thing that we want to do? So let's see. Add item ID to current user. Cool. Let's see if that works. So we had item 2 left over, right? Let's see. Item 2 is left over, and we are in a customer. We're inside customer right now as the login user. So the ID was ID 2. So let's travel back over here. We're going to add item 2, or at the second ID, sorry. The ID 2 is representing the item to the current user, which would be customer. Okay, we get a 200 response. It's perfect. That means it's good. How are we going to check it? So, good question. How are we going to check it? Well, we can come back up here to customer, right? Get all items for the user. Boom. We have 2 items. Oh wow, I didn't know they stacked. Okay, cool. So you can actually add the same one. I didn't know that shit. Okay, cool. So now we have 2 items in here before we only had 1, right? So, pretty cool feature. This actually, this could be bad. Because we have ID of 2, and we also have an ID of 2. I don't know how this is working, but that is interesting. Okay. I think the difference here is this, the timestamp's going to be different. Um, so let's, what else do I want to show you guys? I wanted this to present like all of those items or whatever, but instead I kind of did it the lazy or another way, which was this way, where I could just say whatever users logged in, they're gonna give them all those objects or all of those cars. These are just cars. So, and if I want to go and delete it, we can test it out right here. Test. We'll just delete number 2. Now, this is super questionable because the way I'm viewing this is it's going to just delete both, but I think I'm wrong. So let's see. Okay, we don't really know the ID of which these are being held at because I purposely didn't place. I purposely did that. So let's look at the database and see what the fuck's going on, right? So which one were we in again? We're in customer. Let's go to, so it'd be in my customers table. So the linking table resides here, the customer inventory. And let's refresh it. Let me close this. Here's our, this is our users. But let's go to customer. All right, perfect. So they have different IDs. So when we went in and said we were going to delete 2, there was no ID of 2. So database got pissy. But we can delete it by 6 or 7, right? So let's go ahead and go do that. Let's go delete number, I don't know, let's delete 6, whatever. Doesn't really matter. It's just for example. Say come here, delete, let's delete number 7. Boom. Now, what this should have done, if I come here and say get it should only show me 1. Perfect. If I go here, this one should be going away. Let's find out. Alright, perfect. 7 went away. It was deleted. Cool. So, just wanted to give y'all an update on what I had been doing this whole time, and that way you can come in and follow in behind me if you want to. Tried to leave the names pretty descriptive for whatever we're trying to do, and not make them confusing. Cleaned up a couple of things. Here's another interesting fact. Whenever I changed this right here, the context name, so to one of y'all's or one of mine, it broke on the build. It broke on Bitbucket. And so I didn't know what the issue was for a second, but then like I quickly realized like, oh, okay, they have a migration system at the bottom here. And this migration system is calling data context. So if you're not linked to the right one, it's gonna error here. So it's very important that you guys choose the right thing in app settings, whichever one of these is yours, okay? So that way there's no confusion and we, and whenever you upload it back, like let's say you want to do a push, right? Or you want to do a pull request, be sure to put data context there because watch. If you push, I had to change mine back because I wanted to run and show you guys how it worked, but yeah, be sure to put data context in the startup where we're calling SQL, which is right here. So be sure to change this part to data context and you're good to go before you do your pull request, okay? So thanks for watching and I'm gonna catch you guys later. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Other than that, I'm wondering if there's anything else. The database seeding is here in the configure. So I added customer, dealership, inventory item. And if you look down here, say you wanted to seed more, you just scroll down here, you can come here and you could seed other things if you want to. So you have that option if you guys want to do that. Yeah. So hopefully this helps. It's okay if it doesn't, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And if you're confused or anything like that, or if anything breaks, let me know. And I have an explanation here on how this actually works, so I could remember it, because it's kind of confusing looking at this. This was the feature that I had been working on for a while. This was the get user by use the customer's ID, or use the user's ID to edit the items within the customer. So it's kind of tricky, but when you read it, it's a little bit easier to understand. This is a graveyard coding. I need to get rid of this. Probably will. I don't find a use in it. I don't think we'll be editing customers, I want to edit the item, but it's tricky. So I don't know if we're going to keep this guy. Maybe, maybe not. I'll just talk to y'all about it. Alright guys, but y'all take it easy. I think that's it for the most part. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright man. Peace.